This is part 3 of my Composite Vilgax series, so we're on to Ultimate Alien now, which is where the high-end Vilgaxes reside. So let's get into it. But wait. A mysterious package has arrived. I wonder what it could be. It's Omni Enhanced Accelerate. So, I bought this figure off of eBay, and unfortunately it came with a loose leg, which I wasn't informed about, so I can't really stand it in any other way than this, which is unfortunate. But this is tied to my Omni Enhanced collection, which is pretty nice, and I actually like this Omni Enhancement. It's probably my favourite Omni Enhanced alien out of the 10 that we got, including Shock Rock. I'm including Shock Rock as well. And then here's Omni Enhanced Accelerate compared with normal Accelerate. Also the visors on the Omni Enhanced Accelerate, which is really cool. And then here are all my Omni Enhanced figures. Omni Enhanced Heat Blast, which is my favourite Omni Enhanced alien. Behind him is Omni Enhanced Diamond Head, which is really cool. He looks green here. It's lighting for some reason. Omni Enhanced Accelerate. Omni Enhanced Cannon Bolt here. Really nice. Omni Enhanced Forearms behind him. I had to stand him up like that because I couldn't get him to stand up any normal way. And then Shock Rock's behind him there. In the future, when I get action figures, I'll be showing them off in videos like this, so stay tuned for that whenever that happens next, since I won't be able to make videos for a while. But let's get back into the video. The first Vilgax that I have to talk about is Ascalon Vilgax. During the final season of Ultimate Alien, Vilgax gets a hold of Ascalon, which means he got all the abilities that Ascalon had to offer. The abilities that we see Ascalon Vilgax use are creating energy shockwaves by moving his arms, and he's able to one-shot both Etel and Kevin with little difficulty. As for other abilities that Ascalon grants, it grants mind control resistance, reality warping, enhanced durability, portal creation, electrokinesis, energy deflection, ranged slash attacks, force field generation, whirlwind generation, and power absorption. It's a lot of abilities. And we saw Vilgax Ascalon use none of them. Unfortunately, we only saw Vilgax wield Ascalon for half an episode, if that. So we have no feats to go off of. The only feat he has is knocking down a bunch of Forever Knights, which isn't impressive at all, and defeating Ben and Kevin, which he's done a lot of times. So that sucks. So the best we can do is look at George's feats with Ascalon and add them to Vilgax. Oh wait, he didn't have any feats either. Awesome. Ultimate Alien's really good at including feats, I must say. Though George was able to stab out the Dagon's heart hundreds of years ago, but Dagon then wasn't trying and was naive. As well as this, George has a lot more experience with Ascalon and Vilgax, so I don't know. So unfortunately, there's not really much to talk about, so we're already on to the next version of Vilgax. This video is going to be kind of short because there's 3 versions of Vilgax to talk about, which isn't bad. The original series version Vilgax episode that I had, it was about 10 minutes long, and we had 3 versions of Vilgax to talk about then as well. But unfortunately, in this video, there's not really much to go off of. There's only abilities I can list. There's not really any feats I can talk about. But anyways, on to the second version of Vilgax, Composite Vilgax. Before I start talking about him, I just want to say I kind of like this form. While I was looking into Composite Vilgax for this video, his design, his form just grew on me. Like, before I didn't really care less. It's just kind of generic. It's just a recolor more or less, but I like how clean it is. I don't know, I think he's pretty neat. His abilities are cool as well. I like how the colour of his abilities are purple as well. It's a nice touch. Anyways, on to what he does. Well, Composite Vilgax appears when Vilgax reappears from the Dagon seal after being sucked into it 2 episodes prior. Before being sucked into the seal, Dagon promised Vilgax power stronger than what he currently had while wielding Ascalon. And we see this when in the multiple times that Composite Vilgax beats down on George while he's wielding Ascalon. Before I talk about what Lacubra Vilgax does, let's talk about what regular Lacubra do first. A regular Lacubra can control the minds of multiple people at once by connecting itself to them. After the Lacubra has latched itself onto your mind, either the Lacubra or Dagon can telepathically command you, like what happened with Gwen throughout the arc. Lacubra can also fire lasers from their faces, climb walls, and are immune to fire and radiation. As for what Lacubra Vilgax is capable of, he has electrokinesis in the form of ki blasts, enhanced durability, laser eyes, shockwave creation via electrokinesis, and just straight up ki blasts with no electrokinesis. That's pretty much it. So that's less abilities than Ascalon has. Not like that means that Lacubra Vilgax is worse than Ascalon Vilgax, because it's not, because we saw it's stated that Lacubra Vilgax is stronger, or theoretically he should be stronger, and we also saw Lacubra Vilgax beat down on George, like I said. And yeah, I have on my script that he was able to take on Etel and George at the same time and beat them both at many points. But again, not many feats. He has the durability feat of being knocked through multiple buildings by Etel and getting up like it's nothing. He's also able to throw buildings, so there's that. He can jump really high. And he can just shoot out his ki blasts like they're nothing. He can shoot them out in quick succession, so that's good. But on to Vilgax's most powerful form in the franchise. More powerful than Malgax, more powerful than Alien V. I have Dagongax. Dagon Vilgax, or Dagongax, is the Lacubra Vilgax after absorbing the Dagon into himself. So everything the Dagon could do, Vilgax can do. The Dagon was able to mind control people, could turn the entire population of Earth into Esoterica, was able to low-diff ultimate way big, he could shapeshift, he could alter his size or appearance, he has regenerative abilities to the point where if his limbs are cut off, he can completely regenerate in a second. He can fly, he can create acid rain, he can resurrect people, and has fire breath. He probably has more abilities than that, but that's just the abilities that we saw of him. So that means that Vilgax has all of these abilities too, after he'd absorbed Dagon. As for feats, there's not really many feats, again, like it with the other two versions. There's the feat of Dagongax flying through the lasers that are being fired at him from Mount Rushmore. And then there's also the feat of him ripping one of the faces off Mount Rushmore and throwing it down a hill. Down a mountain, I mean. But that's pretty much it for his feats. Unfortunately, yep, there we go. We're already at the end of the video. Like, hold on a minute. While I was editing this video, I realised that I didn't talk about the Esoterica. Now that Vilgax now has Dagon's power, the Esoterica work under him. And since the entire human population, except for a few, had been turned to Esoterica, that means that Vilgax had an army of over 7 billion, considering that Ultimate Alien takes place in around 2011. Also take into consideration that there are aliens that live on Earth as well, mainly in Undertown, which hadn't been introduced yet, so there will be even more Esoterica than that. The Esoterica aren't just regular humans either. They're under the influence of Dagon. They have the ability to slip in between dimensions, those dimensions being the normal world and Dagon's realm. This allows for them to walk upstairs in an alternate dimension while being on Earth, or slipping through dimensions to avoid attacks or prevent being seen, which is rather confusing, but that's worth mentioning because that's a humongous army. But unfortunately I have to end this video here because that's really all I can talk about. So hopefully you'll check out my fourth part of the series, which will be me talking about Omniverse's Vilgaxes. I believe off the top of my head there's only 2 Omniverse Vilgaxes I'm going to be talking about. So that video is probably going to be short. But I definitely know Malgax has better feats than all the Vilgaxes on this list combined. In this video, I mean combined. So hopefully you'll check that out, and bye.